So go easy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Assalamualaikum. My name is ADIB bin HISAMUDDIN and my matrix number is 2021200848. Now I will explain about our introduction. In this project, we are conducting experiment to know the favorite sport of 30 students selected from class RCS 1433A and RCS 1433B. We choose favorite sport as our topic because we know that everyone likes to play sports. We decide to use 4 sports, which is futsal, badminton, netball and basketball as the option because these were the most popular sports in our university.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad RAZIN bin RAMLEE. My student ID 2021815494. Our objective for this survey are to firstly to observe and record the frequency of each sport for those students. Second, to study experimental probability of obtaining each of the sport. Third, to learn the theoretical probability of obtaining each spot. And lastly, to find the difference between experimental probability and theoretical probability for each spot.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Muhadah and my matrix number is 2021611464. So for our methodology, we use questionnaire method to collect data in this project. In selecting 30 students from class RCS 1433A and RCS 1433B, we have used simple random sampling method. We have distributed e-questionnaire to those 30 students that had been selected. In the e-questionnaire, there are 4 options that can be chosen about the student's favorite sport. The 4 options are futsal, basketball, netball and badminton. The data that has been collected were recorded in a table and the number for time for each sport was also recorded.
Now, let us move to finding and calculation. For question A, observe and record the frequency of each sport for those students. All the data were recorded in the table. For our theoretical data, we put 7/30 for futsal, 9/30 for badminton, 8/30 for netball, and 6/30 for basketball. And then after we get the data, we will get frequency of futsal is 8, badminton is 12, netball is 7, and basketball is 3. Question B. What is the experimental probability of obtaining each of the sport? The experimental probability for each sport is, for futsal we get 8 divided by 30, which will get 4/15. For badminton, 12 divided over 30, which is 2/5. For netball is 7/30, and for basketball, we must divide 3 divided by 30, which will get 1/10.
Okay, for the question C, what is the theoretical probability of obtaining each sport? Futsal, badminton, netball, basketball. To solve this question, we refer back to the table that we construct. So the theoretical probability of obtaining each sport are football, 7/30. For the badminton, 9/30. We simplify and got 3/10. For the netball, we got 8/30. So we simplify and got 4/15. And lastly, basketball, 6/13, and simplify and got 1/5. Question D. What is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining futsal and the theoretical probability of obtaining futsal? Right answer as a percent rounded to the nearest whole percentage. In this question, we need to use formula probability experimental minus with probability theoretical. So for probability experimental, we got 4/15 minus with probability theoretical 7/30. So the answer we get 1/30. For the answer, we need to change into percentage. So 1 over 30 times to 100 and we got 3%. So we can calculate in this experiment, out of 30 times of choosing favorite sport, of getting futsal the favorite sport over theoretical probability.
For the question E, what is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining badminton and the theoretical probability of obtaining badminton? Write answer as a percent rounded to the nearest whole percentage. Probability experimental badminton minus probability theoretical badminton equals to 1 per 10 or 10%. In this experiment, out of 30 times of choosing favorite sport, there is a 10% chance of getting badminton as the favorite sport over the theoretical probability. For the F question, what is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining netball and the theoretical probability of obtaining netball? Write answer as a percent rounded to the nearest whole percentage. Probability experimental netball minus probability theoretical netball equals to 1 over 30 or minus 3%. In this experiment, out of 30 times of choosing favorite sport, there is a minus 3% chance of getting netball as the favorite sport over the theoretical probability.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad FIRDAUS bin Muhammad NASIR, Nombor Matrix 2021-472776, and I will continue to the question G. What is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining basketball and the theoretical probability of obtaining basketball? Right answer as a percent rounded to the nearest whole percentage. And we get probability experimental basketball minus probability theoretical basketballs, and we get 1 over 10 minus 1 over 5, and we get negative 1 over 10. Therefore, the answer is negative 10%. In this experiment, out of 30 times of choosing favorite sport, there is negative 10% chance of getting basketball as the favorite sport over the theoretical probability. Next question is H. What is the experimental probability of not having badminton as the favorite sport? Probability experimental not badminton equals to 1 over 1 minus probability experimental badminton. Therefore, we get 1 minus 2 over 5, and the answer is 3 over 5. And then we change it to the percent. Therefore, we get 60%. Out of 30 times of choosing favorite sport, there is 60% chance of not getting badminton as the favorite sport. In conclusion, to conclude everything from this survey, the class RCS 1433A and RCS 1433B, which has the total student of 30% from both class, has picked badminton as their most favorite sport. In the other hand, basketball is the least favorite from both class, while netball and futsal are neither their favorite sport nor least favorite sport. And that's all from us. Thank you.